The sky was clear that day, but beneath the waves something was stirring. Earth's oceans, vast and deep, had always been a place of mystery. For humans, the seas were both a source of life and a challenge, but no one ever imagined that one day aliens would claim these waters as their own. The news came suddenly, shaking the world. In the great city of New York, people were going about their daily lives when the broadcast interrupted every channel. A strange voice, calm but firm, echoed from every screen. "People of Earth," the alien spokesperson said, "we have claimed your oceans. These seas now belong to us." The words were simple, but the meaning was clear and terrifying. No one knew what to do. Governments called emergency meetings. Scientists scrambled to understand what was happening. Fishermen stopped their boats, staring nervously at the horizon. The oceans, which once felt like home, had become a place of fear. Underneath the waves, far below where sunlight could reach, the aliens were already building bases. Giant machines, unlike anything humans had seen, moved silently in the darkness. The aliens were not just visitors, they were settlers, taking control of the waters without asking. Meanwhile, on the surface, people tried to stay calm. The news was everywhere. Social media exploded with fear and anger. Some believed humanity had lost control of its own planet, but others refused to give up hope. Deep inside the Earth, secrets waited, and some humans knew this. Dr. Amina Khan, a marine biologist, was one of the few who believed the oceans held more than just water and fish. She had spent years studying the deep sea, exploring places where no human had ever been. Her research showed strange signals coming from the deepest parts of the ocean, signals that could not be explained by natural causes. She gathered her team in a small lab near the coast. "We have to find out what is really down there," she told them. "If the aliens think they own the oceans, they do not know what waits beneath." Her team was nervous but excited. They prepared their submersibles and started planning a mission to the deep ocean. It was dangerous. No one had gone that far down in years. But it was their only chance to understand the threat. As the days passed, tension grew. The aliens had sent warning messages, "Stay out of the seas." They showed images of their powerful weapons, underwater drones that patrolled the waters like sharks. Any human who came too close risked attack, but the humans were brave, or maybe desperate. They could not let their planet be taken without a fight. One night, Dr. Khan and her team launched their submersibles into the dark water. The ocean swallowed them slowly, silence surrounding their small vessels. The deeper they went, the colder and darker it became. Strange creatures passed by, glowing faintly in the blackness. It was as if another world existed below. Suddenly, their instruments picked up a large structure ahead. It was not natural. A huge metallic dome, covered in strange symbols, rose from the ocean floor. The aliens had built a fortress here, far below human reach. The team sent back images to the surface, their hearts pounding. "This is bigger than we thought," said Amina quietly. "We are not alone down here." Back on the surface, the news spread quickly. The world watched the live feed in shock. How had the aliens hidden such a base for so long? At the same time, in a hidden underwater cave nearby, something ancient began to stir. No one had seen it in centuries, but the time had come. The oceans, vast and wild, were about to reveal their true rulers. The ocean was calm on the surface, but deep below, something was changing. Dr. Amina Khan and her team had sent pictures of the alien base to the world. Everyone was amazed and afraid. How could the aliens hide something so big in the deep sea? But while the world focused on the alien fortress, Amina's team discovered something even more surprising. As their submersibles moved closer to the alien structure, their instruments began to act strangely. The water was filled with faint sounds, soft echoes almost like whispers. Amina's heart beat faster. These were not the sounds of the aliens. Something older, something alive was responding. The team decided to explore a nearby cave system that the aliens had not yet noticed. The caves were dark and narrow, but their lights cut through the black water. As they went deeper, the walls began to glow with strange blue patterns. It was as if the cave itself was alive. Suddenly, the submersibles passed through a large opening, and the team gasped. Before them lay a vast underwater city, built long ago but still glowing with light. Towering structures made of stone and metal rose from the ocean floor. Strange symbols covered the walls. This was no ordinary place. This was a forgotten kingdom beneath the waves. Amina realized this city belonged to humans, but from a time, long before history, the city had been hidden from the world, protected by the ocean itself. It was the true secret of Earth's depths. As the team explored the city, they found strange machines and weapons, but none were active. It was a peaceful place, but full of power. Suddenly, one of the machines started to hum softly. Lights blinked on and the city seemed to wake up. Back on the surface, the world waited anxiously. The aliens had sent more warnings, but now humanity had a secret weapon, something the aliens did not know existed. Amina and her team sent a message to the world. "We have found the true rulers of the depths," she said. "The oceans belong to us and we are ready." The aliens watched too. They did not understand what was happening below. Their base was strong, but the old city was stronger. Deep inside the city, strange creatures appeared. They were not like any fish or animal humans had seen. They moved with purpose, guarding the city and its secrets. The aliens did not know these creatures, and they did not expect their power. The ocean was no longer quiet. The battle for Earth's seas was about to begin, not with weapons, but with ancient power and courage. The ocean was darker than ever as the small human vessels moved quietly through the deep waters. The ancient city had awakened, and with it came a new hope for humanity. Dr. Amina Khan and her team felt a mixture of excitement and fear. They were about to discover just how powerful the depths truly were. The machines in the city had started to hum and glow with soft light like a heartbeat. Slowly, the city's systems began to come alive, sending signals into the water. Strange creatures that had lived quietly for centuries began to respond. They moved closer, surrounding the city with silent grace. These creatures were not enemies. They were protectors, guardians of the deep. Amina watched the monitors carefully. The aliens' drones had begun to patrol near the city's edge, scanning the waters with their bright lights. But they did not dare enter the city's borders. Something about the place kept them away, though no one knew why. Suddenly, the calm was broken by a strange noise, an ancient alarm sounding from deep inside the city's walls. The machines that had been silent for so long began to glow brighter. The water trembled slightly, as if the ocean itself was awakening. The human team prepared for what was coming. They had no weapons, no plan to fight like soldiers. Instead, they trusted the power of the city and its guardians. They sent messages to the surface telling everyone to stay calm and watch closely. Above the water, the aliens grew restless. Their base was strong, but the humans had changed the rules of the game. The ocean was no longer open for easy conquest. The aliens realized they were facing something much older, something they had not expected. As the deep creatures moved closer, strange patterns appeared on the ocean floor, lights flickering in rhythmic pulses. The human scientists studied these patterns and found they were a form of communication. The city was sending a message to the aliens. "You do not belong here." For hours, the tension grew. The water was filled with energy. The alien drone stayed just outside the city's glow, watching and waiting. But the humans had learned to listen to the ocean's voice. In the dark water, a great shadow moved. The largest of the ancient creatures had come to the surface. It was unlike anything the aliens had seen, massive, graceful, and full of strength. It circled the alien base slowly, reminding them that the ocean was not theirs to claim. The aliens tried to respond with their technology, but their signals were weak against the city's power. Slowly, they began to withdraw, unsure of what to do next. Amina and her team felt relief but knew the battle was far from over. The ocean had spoken, and humanity was ready to protect its depths. But the aliens were still out there, watching and planning. The silence returned, but now it was different. It was the silence of respect. The depths had reminded everyone who truly ruled the seas. The ocean's surface looked peaceful under the fading light of the sun. But beneath the waves, far deeper than anyone could see, a silent war was unfolding. The ancient city was alive, and its power was growing stronger by the hour. Dr. Amina Khan and her team knew they were on the edge of something great, something that could change the fate of Earth forever. The glowing machines pulsed rhythmically, sending waves of light and energy through the water. These waves reached far beyond the city's walls, stirring the creatures of the deep. They responded, moving in formations that seemed almost like a dance, graceful and purposeful. The ocean was awakening, and every part of it seemed connected. Amina's submersible moved slowly through the ancient streets of the city, its lights casting long shadows on the towering walls. Strange symbols covered every surface, and as her team studied them, a pattern began to emerge. It was a map, a guide left behind by the city's creators. The map showed hidden places beneath the sea, places where energy flowed like rivers, where the ocean's power was strongest. The team sent this information back to the surface. Governments and scientists around the world listened carefully. They realized this ancient city was not just a relic. It was a key to controlling the ocean's true power. But the aliens watched too. Their confidence had turned to worry. They sent more drones to investigate, but each drone vanished near the city's boundaries. Something invisible protected the ancient place, a force the aliens could not understand. One evening, as Amina prepared for another dive, her instruments picked up a strange signal. It was a call, soft and low but full of meaning. It came from a deep underwater canyon far from the city. The signal was a warning, or perhaps an invitation. Curious and determined, Amina's team decided to follow the signal. Their submersibles descended into the dark canyon, where water pressure was crushing and light was almost gone. But the signal grew stronger, guiding them deeper into the abyss. Suddenly, the canyon opened into a massive underwater cavern. Here the water shimmered with a strange light. In the center of the cavern was a giant crystal, glowing with energy that seemed alive. The crystal pulsed in time with the city's machines, and the team felt a wave of warmth and power wash over them. Amina reached out to touch the crystal. The moment her hand brushed its surface, images flashed in her mind. Visions of the ancient humans who had built this city. Humans who had understood the ocean's secrets. They had created this place to protect the Earth's seas from invaders, using the crystal as a source of energy and guidance. Back on the surface, the world waited anxiously. The aliens were growing impatient and more aggressive in their attempts to control the oceans. But they did not know the strength that humans had found beneath the waves. Amina and her team sent a message to the world. We have found the heart of the ocean's power. We are ready to protect our home. The ocean whispered around them, full of mystery and life. The battle for Earth's seas was no longer just a fight for control. It was a fight to awaken the true spirit of the planet. The ocean held its breath as the ancient crystal pulsed with a new light, brighter and stronger than ever before. Dr. Amina Khan and her team could feel the change deep in their bones. The power beneath the waves was awakening, and with it, the promise of protection for Earth's seas. But with great power came great responsibility, and new challenges no one had expected. The crystal sent waves of energy through the water, reaching far beyond the ancient city. It stirred the creatures of the deep once more. This time, their movements were different, more purposeful, almost like a call to action. Amina's team watched in awe as vast schools of glowing fish, strange sea beasts, and even plants seemed to respond to an ancient rhythm that had been silent for centuries. Meanwhile, on the surface, the alien ships grew restless. Their attempts to claim the oceans had been blocked, but they had not yet understood the full extent of what humanity had found. Frustrated, they sent envoys to communicate, hoping to negotiate or intimidate. But the message from Earth was clear. The seas belonged to the planet's true guardians. Amina knew words would not be enough. She and her team began to unlock the secrets of the crystal, using it to power their submersibles and instruments. The city's machines responded, humming in harmony, as if welcoming their return. With each day, the team learned more about the ancient technology and how it connected to Earth itself. One night, as the ocean glowed softly under a full moon, Amina's team detected a new signal, one that was different from the rest. It came from a distant part of the ocean near the Mariana Trench. This signal was older, stronger, and filled with a strange energy that was both beautiful and powerful. The team decided to investigate, preparing for a journey into the deepest part of the sea. The submersibles descended slowly into the darkness, surrounded by silence and cold. The pressure was immense, but the ancient technology in the city had prepared them for this. They moved with steady determination, following the signal like a beacon. When they reached the trench, the team discovered a massive structure buried beneath layers of rock and coral. It was even older than the city, a temple carved from stone and metal covered in glowing symbols. This temple held the heart of Earth's ocean power, the source that fed the crystal in the city. Inside the temple, the team found a chamber filled with water that shimmered with energy. At the center was a small orb, glowing softly, pulsing with a gentle light. Amina reached out, feeling a deep connection to the orb as if it was alive and aware of her presence. The orb began to glow brighter, and the chamber filled with images, visions of Earth's history, the rise and fall of civilizations, and the guardians who had protected the oceans long before humans walked the land. It showed how the seas were a living force, connected to every creature and every drop of water. Back on the surface, the aliens watched nervously. Their ship stayed farther away now, unsure of what power Earth had awakened. Amina and her team sent a message to the world. We have found the heart of the ocean spirit. We are the true protectors of the depths. The ocean responded, with a calm but powerful wave that rippled across the planet's waters. The battle for the seas was not over, but humanity had gained something far greater than weapons. It had found a bond with the ocean itself, a bond that could not be broken. The team prepared to return to the city. They knew their journey was only beginning. The oceans held many secrets still, and with the power of the crystal and the orb, they were ready to protect their home from anyone who tried to claim it. The ocean was alive with quiet power, the waves moving gently but carrying a deep energy beneath their surface. Dr. Amina Khan and her team had returned from the ancient temple, their minds full of the wonders they had seen. The orb's light still glowed softly in their instruments, a reminder of the ocean's living spirit and the promise it held for Earth. The world above watched and waited. Governments and scientists spoke in hushed tones about the discoveries, but the alien fleets remained silent, hovering at the edges of the planet's waters. They had seen the strength awakening beneath the waves and knew better than to challenge it directly. Amina stood on the deck of the research vessel as the sun rose over the horizon. The calm sea stretched before her like a mirror, reflecting the colors of the dawn. But she knew this peace was fragile. The ocean was vast and full of mysteries yet to be uncovered. There were more secrets hidden in the depths, secrets that could protect the planet or, if fallen into the wrong hands, threaten it. The team prepared their next dive with careful precision. This time, they were not only explorers, but guardians. They carried the knowledge of the crystal and the orb, symbols of Earth's ancient connection to the ocean's power. Their mission was clear, to protect these forces and ensure they were never used to harm the planet. As the submersibles descended, the water grew colder and darker. The team passed through towering underwater cliffs and fields of glowing coral, marveling at the life teeming in this hidden world. The ocean seemed to welcome them, guiding their path with gentle currents and flickering lights. Suddenly, a new signal appeared on their instruments, soft and rhythmic, like a heartbeat. It came from a deep trench beyond the temple, a place where few had ever ventured. The team followed the signal carefully, their excitement growing with each meter they descended. At the bottom, they discovered a vast cavern filled with water that shimmered like liquid stars. Strange formations rose from the ocean floor, glowing softly and casting an otherworldly light. This place was unlike anything they had seen, a sanctuary built by the ancient guardians of the sea. In the center of the cavern lay a massive structure covered in symbols and carvings. It pulsed with a quiet energy, as if alive and watching over the ocean's heart. Amina and her team realized this was the source of the ocean's power, the final link in a chain that connected Earth's past to its future. As they explored the sanctuary, the ocean around them seemed to breathe. The water moved with a gentle rhythm, and the creatures of the deep gathered nearby, silent but present. It was as if the ocean itself was alive, a living force that had been waiting patiently for humans to rediscover its strength. Back on the surface, the alien fleets began to retreat. They understood now that Earth's oceans were protected by something greater than technology or weapons. They were guarded by the planet itself, by the ancient bond between humanity and the sea. Amina sent a message to the world. The oceans belong to Earth, and Earth will protect them. We are part of this planet, and its strength flows through us. Together we will keep the seas safe. The sun rose higher, casting golden light across the calm waters. The ocean whispered its ancient song, a melody of life and power that stretched through time. Humanity had found its place in the depths, ready to protect the home that had given it life. The story of the seas was far from over, but now, the oceans had a new guardian, one who would stand strong and protect the depths for generations to come.